Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Understanding GLP-3. My name is Holly Demott, and I am excited to be joining you along with Dr. Alicia Clevenger.
Hello.
Yes, and we've been on already today, and this is our second one. These are in high demand, and it's high demand for people to really understand GLP in general. In general, what's the role of GLP receptors? Why am I hearing so much about it? What do you mean there's a natural one? I've only heard of the other one. And we're here to really answer all of your questions. To give a little context of how we were introduced to this, we were in Fort Worth, Texas back in January. We had a company, three international leadership meeting. And when we went down to that, we had no idea what we were in for. And so I love the peptide world. I love it. And when I first heard that we have this natural peptide, I had some questions. I was like, really? Because I haven't heard of this before. And I thought, really, is it going to have the potency? Is it going to have the results? So I had these questions going. I didn't really voice them, but I thought them. And then Dr. Dan Gubler took the stage, PhD, Caltech trained, brilliant organic chemist. And of course, he took on this challenge and he went over the science. And when he did that, that was a big check mark. Check mark. Like, okay, we got the science. So now what do we need, Dr. Alicia? We need the results.
Right.
And the results showed up in 1 day, 2 day, 3 day, 4 day. Now we're over 2 months in, and we're going to show you lots of results tonight, even our own. And Dr.
Mhm.
Alicia, you were there that day as well. What were your thoughts when you're like natural GLP? What's going on?
Right. Well, exactly. And, the science behind GLPs is there. It's been there a long time. But for some people, myself, I was one of those people that I just really wasn't willing to take a look at the synthetics. It's just my own the science is there though. Like it makes sense. There were just some things that for my own personal preference, I was like, it's just not my thing. Um, So when he shared it, I thought, okay, show me the science. Show me the science with this no side effects. Show me not losing muscle mass, like all the reservations that people really have about taking the injections. And I was like, and are the results there? And so I looked at the science and it's legit. And just like you said, now we're seeing that the science is performing. Like we're seeing results for people, short term, long term, and what's happening. And it's just absolutely incredible. Oh, I can't
We're
hear you, Holly. Here you go.
we're going to start with our own results. So let me pop up my slides. I'm a visual. Oh, it's
Let's
spinning.
start with while she's bringing that up. About a week ago, she's like, I think I need a before and after. And I said, you do. And she said, oh, well, I don't have a full body shot. Like any good friend, I had one of her. And so I was like, oh,
She
I've got one of you. And she was like, oh, great. Thanks.
and she sent it right over. Here
I
we
sent it
are.
right over so she could have her before and after shot.
Yeah, so we're going to show visuals. I'm a visual learner. I love seeing visuals, and nothing speaks better than before and afters. So let's go ahead and start with our own, Dr. Alicia. Here is mine. You can see the picture she sent over. That was January 11th in Fort Worth, Texas, and loved my outfit that day. Now looking back at the picture, I'm like, gosh, it looks way better last week when I took my after picture. And I call it a progress picture, progress picture. So I thought it was fun. I'm like, let me put this back on. And my frame jeans. And, I got to tell you, there's something about when you put clothes on and they fit much better. And there's confidence there. And confidence is not something you can buy. And you can in this little bottle, I guess, because that's what this little bottle helps to give. And there's so many more benefits to that. And, it's the easiest thing I've ever done. Easiest thing I've ever done. And I've done the extremes. I've done the very rigid diets. I've cut out things. I'm disciplined like that. And this is the easiest thing I've ever done. And let's take a look at Dr. Alicia's. So here she is. In all fairness, I thought when she sent me that left picture, I thought she stretched it or something. And she's not one that would manipulate something like that. But I was like, what a difference. Sure enough, she sent me the picture. She didn't stretch it. That's her on January 10th.
Yep, I was on my way to the airport for the meeting in Dallas, and that's Dr. Tammy behind me, and we all took a group picture, and it was time about March 24th, and this was actually after returning from a 10-day trip in Europe and drinking all the wine and all the bread and all the things, and I thought, you know what, it's probably time. Let's do a progress picture, as you say, and I took it, and I thought, wow, because here's the thing. In the first beginning, I lost 7 or 8 pounds. In my head, I wanted to lose about 12 and about 7 or 8 pounds right out of the gate, probably a lot of inflammation. And then as time's gone on, the scales kind of just leveled for me for a while. However, my body composition has changed. I can tell you my muscle mass has gone up, and I've gone down a whole pant size. I've gone down my jacket that I bought for spring break. I could order 2 sizes down probably now, 2 bra hooks. I mean, it's just, and I've just changed the inflammation though. When you see people start to change with this product, when you start to, their metabolism starts to regulate, start
Mm.
to see their eyes again. Look at the eye sockets of people. You can see how much inflammation comes down, how their eyes look brighter, and that's just really true health. So,
That is. So now you know a little bit about us, you know where we came from when this product came out. You can see our results personally, and we have more results to share with you. It's probably my favorite part. And Dr. Alicia is going to cover right now, though, really how did we get here? How did we
right.
get here where we need to address the GLP receptor?
Yep.
And I can't wait for y'all to hear this. It's going to make a lot of sense. It's going to give you some background about it and have you really feel more confident with making a decision for yourself.
Right. So I don't think it matters your age, but for reference, I'll be 48 years old here this year. And so I've hit that spot. I've had 3 children, and I'm hearing and seeing on a daily basis on social media people saying, I'm doing all the things, I'm trying all the things, the scale's not moving. And, when you look back at uh, a gym in 1950, there weren't gyms in 1950. When you look back at a beach in 1950 and you look at a beach in 2026, it looks differently, right? Like just how people are made up is different. We do have an obesity problem in this country. We have a weight problem. In 1950, 30% of people were overweight, and now it's 74% are. And so you might say, well, is that like a willpower problem? No, it's not a willpower problem. All of a sudden, we don't have a whole world of people that don't have willpower. In fact, more people are going to the gym than ever before. Like we have more apps and more plans and more processes to actually try to lose weight and change our metabolism than ever before. But there's this missing piece. And so we're going to talk a little bit. If you're a visual learner, if you're a sciencey person, we have that. I'm going to describe it. And we're also going to share real life stories of people so you can see the results people are getting. So insulin resistance, you may have heard that term and you think, I don't know what that is. So let me break it down. We're going to learn something. So eat food, you eat food. And what happens when you eat a meal is your blood sugar goes up. And when your blood sugar goes up, your body makes more insulin, and it makes the insulin to try to bring it down and help the blood sugar go into the cells of your body because you want that sugar to go in there. That's the energy, that's the fuel, it's the glucose that goes into the cells of your body and helps it be able to function. What happens though is we have a damaged area, and how do we get to this damaged spot? People are like, why all of a sudden is this a problem? Well, our food is not what it used to be 100 years ago. We have introduced things like high fructose corn syrup, hydrogenated oils, very processed foods. We have high stress lives. We have lack of sleep. We have pharmaceuticals. We have an environmental toxins. Like we have a world that is not what it used to be. And we're asking the body to function in that world, but it just can't, right? And so we have areas of our body that we have a receptor that's been damaged. And so it's, oh, sorry, you can go back. So what's happened is that cells are resistant to insulin. That's, you've heard that term. And when they're resistant and the sugar can't get in the cells to make it work the way it's supposed to, the sugar stores into fat and turns to fat. And what does that make us feel? It makes us feel more tired and hungry and cravey. And then the vicious cycle just becomes over and over and over again. And so that's where the weight gain comes from. So on the next slide now, we'll talk about, this is the sciencey part. So inside of there, you see the cell. And so we're going to go back to 7th grade science. And on the outer area, the area that looks like a ladder, that's the cell wall or the cell membrane. And right in the middle, you have something that looks like a green pepper. And so I have green peppers all the time. I'm always talking about them because the GLP receptor actually looks like a green pepper. And this is the doorway to let sugar into the inside of that cell. So sugar is out there and it is trying to get through this doorway and into the cell to do what it needs to do. And so decades ago, they discovered that a sequence of amino acids that looks like a strand of pearls called GLP-1 can come and it can actually land on that receptor. And when it does, it's like a lock and key system. It's like a signal that tells this receptor, hey, let the sugar in. Let's do what we're supposed to do. But this is the damaged part. Like this is the issue that we have. It's a damaged receptor from the world that we're in. And so it's a lot like a house. And so when you think about it, if you're an analogy type person, your body works like a house. You eat the food, and when you eat, your body turns that food into fuel. So you can see outside of the door is the fuel, that's the sugar, and it needs to get through that doorway into the cells, into the individual room. That's how it works. When everything is working this way, it's good. Blood sugar goes up, the sugar goes into the cell, the insulin does what it's supposed to, and energy reaches every room of the house, just like we should. But what if it doesn't happen like that? When fuel can't get in? What if this receptor, what if this doorway is actually broken and it cannot get into there? It's almost like a signal. It's like somebody is ringing the doorbell and it's broken and nobody's answering the door. And you're like, why aren't they coming to the door? Well, they're not coming to the door because they can't hear the doorbell. The doorbell is not working, okay? And so when it can't get in, it sticks out in the body and it starts to build up. And that's when you get more hungry and low energy and the brain fog and the weight gain and inflammation. This is not a discipline problem. It's because your cells aren't letting the fuel in and it's becoming insulin. You have this insulin resistance, it's turning to fat, and this is really the problem. So, okay, well, I told you that little chain of amino acids lands on the green pepper. It lands on the receptor, right? And in the synthetic world, with the injections that you've heard so much about, that lands on the receptor. And when that GLP lands on the receptor, it's actually rather aggressive. And so it's a lot like a bowling ball landing on a bounce house. So imagine how chaotic that is. And when it lands on there, it hits other receptors around it. It actually hits receptors that are responsible for things like muscle mass. A lot of people think that from GLP injections, it's just you're losing muscle mass from the loss of the quick weight loss. There's so much more to it. It actually hits receptors that are responsible for something called sarcopenia, which is loss of muscle mass. The quickest way to shorten a lifespan is lose muscle mass. You want to increase your lifespan, increase muscle mass. So we don't want to lose muscle mass. And that's what a lot of the synthetics do, in addition to side effects that you hear about that you don't want, whether it be the nausea or all the things that I've now heard about for months, okay, that people just they don't maybe feel great. Some works great for some people, but some people do have side effects they don't want. And so that is why. It's because of the aggressiveness. What if there was something that could land on it gently that wasn't so aggressive? Well, that's this GLP-3. And so the GLP-3 is our product. It is a blend of 267 peptides that lands gently on the green pepper, lands very gently, kind of like the space shuttle docking, right? It's like nice and gentle. It goes exactly where it's supposed to. And when it lands in that gentle way, it opens the door, it guides the sugar into the cells, but it does it without the harsh side effects because it's not aggressive, it's not slamming it, it's not forcing it. And that's what sets us apart. And this is really what makes it different than the synthetics out there. So it's not about forcing that door. It's really about the right key, the right lock and fit. It's like turning the doorbell back on, rewiring it. So all of a sudden the doorbell works again and they know to open it and let all the sugars in. So it's the same receptor. It's the same receptor as the synthetics. It is the same mechanism of action, but it's a different experience because it's not so aggressive when it lands. It's an all natural product. It's natural sport. This is metabolic regulation and it's meant to work with your body, not just override it, not just slam it and force it to let the sugar in and do what it's supposed to do. So this is our little bottle, the GLP-3. It is all patented, all natural peptide metabolic boost complex 267 because there's 267 peptides in here. Oral support, no injections. It's super easy to take. supports natural weight loss. It helps get rid of the food noise and the cravings. People are losing weight, lowering blood sugar, and it's so easy to take. It preserves lean muscle mass, and we're actually seeing incidents anecdotally of people's muscle mass going up, which is incredible, and high level absorption. If you are new here to 3, welcome. Everything we do here is high absorption, from all our supplements to our skincare. It doesn't matter. High absorption company. So this is our natural Mother Nature's GLP. It is what gives us the same good benefits that we want from a synthetic GLP, because there's GLP receptors in your brain, in your muscles, in your stomach. Like GLP, that little thing I showed you, that receptor, a green pepper on that cell, it's in all these cells, and we want to be able to have it work properly. But we don't want the GI distress. We don't want the nausea. We don't want the loss of muscle mass. We don't want those side effects. And so this is that blend of peptides from salmon and mushroom. It comes from the Norwegian Sea, and it's high absorption, like all of our products here at 3. Helps get rid of those food cravings. It takes that away. It makes us just innately feel like we need to eat less. Dropping the pounds. People are losing the pounds, dropping the inflammation. They're dropping their blood sugars, and they're retaining that lean muscle mass. We're in the PDR. And so if you are in healthcare, you might be like, whoa, wait a minute, you're in the PDR. This is a physician's desk reference or the provider's digital reference. This is really the gold standard for healthcare providers, for them to look at different things for their patients. This is a pharmaceutical resource, and all pharmaceuticals get their way into there. You cannot buy your way into this resource. And as a supplement company, it's very rare to be in there. In history, since 1945, there's only 21 supplement companies ever been allowed into this resource. We're one of the 21, and we're the only one with our whole line. This is the only natural GLP in the PDR. So when somebody goes into their physician, they can actually ask about our products, and the physician can look them up in their resource that they use for their patients, and our products are in there, which is huge. Trademarked, patent pending. There is nothing else like it out here. I love this clinical study. So this really takes a look at how this product hits the receptor. How does it activate the receptor in comparison to some things you've heard of? So on the far right side, you'll see the pinkish purple ones. Those are tirzepatide. So you've heard of those. Those are pretty high doses, and that you can see how they hit and activate the receptor. Hit the green pepper. The 3 next to that, the light pink, mauve, and gray, those are semaglutide. So you can see those two. They hit it, not as much as the other, but they hit the receptor. And then follow along to the yellow bar. The yellow bar is MBC 267. I got a green pepper and the peptides. That's our product. So when you cross that over and you take a look, you're like, wait a minute, that hits higher than some of the others. Yes, it does. And here's what's really interesting about that. It means that we have a nutraceutical, a natural product that does not need a prescription, is performing in the same category and close to, if not more, than a pharmaceutical. And that rarely happens, guys. So that's huge. So for weight loss, it's 3/4 of a dropper 2 times a day. The time of day doesn't really matter. You just want to be consistent. The 3/4 is up under the lid. So you just draw it up in there and under the tongue twice a day. So you're like, before weight loss, well, what else would you do it for? Well, it's more than just weight loss. Google metabolic conditions, and you will see all of these things and more are highly associated with having this issue with metabolic dysfunction. And so, you look at things like abdominal fat, that's the visceral fat, the things we don't want. So bringing that down, all of these things, that if you can radically change these, you radically change people's health. And so I love that. So we're going to talk about what people are experiencing, and we pulled this from real people that are sharing their stories with us. My favorites are, I love the skin tags disappearing. People are like, that's disgusting, but it's true. Skin tags are actually a sign of insulin resistance and blood sugar control issues. And so they're going away for people, which, if that's what's happening on the outside, what's happening on the inside, right? No soda cravings. We have people that have been drinking Diet Pepsi for 40 years and have not had a Diet Pepsi since they started putting this in their mouth twice a day. Those are some of my favorites. Holly, what are some of yours?
Mine absolutely have to do with the food noise. I did not know that term even existed until this. And it's nice. It's nice to go out to dinner with loved ones. It's nice to go out to dinner with friends and not just want to eat and not have that voice of like shutting off, meaning, okay, you're full. And that is a voice I'm not used to, and I'm enjoying it so much. It's making me enjoy life again and not mindlessly eating. If anybody can relate to that, like mindlessly eating, just like the snacking, just I gotta eat something, something salty, something sweet. And it's that is shut off. And you know that those extra little calories and sugar spikes really do hit and cause a lot of stalling. And so I love that this is a signal and it's helping me to listen to my body more. It's not an appetite suppressant. That's not what this is. It's a signal for us to have healthier metabolic health. And I'm enjoying the appetite regulation, the metabolic support. Of course, I'm enjoying the fat loss, the smaller clothes. I mean, who wouldn't? And it's fun to hear that across the board.
It is. It's exciting.
So this is
I
our
love
founder and
it.
our CEO, Daniel Piku, and I love sharing his results as, he was just as excited as all of us and started it a little bit earlier. And you could see him on the left side, the tall, bald, white guy. That's him. And he had over 30 pounds to lose and some other metabolic health things that were linked to that. And so he is on the right side. You could see a huge difference with him. That's at our headquarters. And Dr. Dan Gubler right there on the left side of him is right there. And he thanks Dr. Dan. He's like, thank you, because this is something that is the easiest thing he's ever done as well with his busy schedule, high stress, to really release fat and get healthier as a 47-year-old man. This is Sarah Wathen. Sarah is a mom of three wild boys, and she's tried everything, and she knows how to eat right, and it's fun talking about right because doing the GLP, there's not necessarily an eat right. And but Sarah knew how to do it, work out, all that, and she still wasn't seeing that excess weight from her pregnancies really come off. And look at her, it came off. January to March, look at her. Wow. And super excited for her results. Dr. Darren Mazeppa out of Pennsylvania, and he took that before picture on the left and did not realize it was going to be a before picture, kind of like me. And look at that after picture, over 15 pounds and same shirt. You could tell he's healthier, and he has documented his journal on a video. He gives lives because he wants to share with people it's so much more than weight loss. Yeah, he's lost weight, but it's so much more than that. And then we have Dr. Madison Johnson, and Dr. Madison's a 30-year-old mom of a beautiful little 1-year-old. And, she's busy. She's in a very busy chiropractic practice. And when she goes home, the last thing she's wanting to do is jump and work out and meal prep and do all the things. And so with, her, she has seen results like 16 pounds. I believe that's the last I heard. And it's been one of the easiest things she's done where now she goes home and she has energy. And her husband's a firefighter. And so she's a full-time mom. Those days he's, at the fire department and she has to be on. There's no time to be tired. And so she's really noticed with her joints. She's noticed with her energy. She's noticed with her skin. She's noticed with her weight, her clothes, all of it and beyond. And then we have Sarah Farnsworth's husband, Dave Farnsworth. Dave owns a CPA firm, and right now he's in a busy season. I think you guys all know what time it is. And with that, he has been able to implement this so easily. You could see the pictures, the progression with him all the way through February 26th. You could see his eye sockets more. You could see the picture of health with him, the coloration, all that. We will have an updated picture. Sarah has told us it's going to be after tax season. So look for that. As we know, this is helping Dave even through that time. Their whole family is using it. Sarah, her husband, her two girls, and they're really enjoying what this is doing for them. And then we have Brett and Melissa and Dr. Alicia. I know this is one of your favorites because you were right in
Yeah,
the middle of them using it.
right, absolutely. So they jumped in. Obviously, they are very fit people, and some might say, "Well, what's that with? Why do they need GLP?" Well, Melissa said they were going on spring break. Their daughter's a senior, and they said, she's like, "I'm going to add it in, see if I can just lose a little bit of that sticky weight before we go." Well, she did, but here's the thing: right out of the gate, she noticed more energy and better sleep. She quit drinking Mountain Dew. She was drinking 30 ounces of Mountain Dew a day. She's like, I'm actually craving water. She's like, I haven't had a day off. I had energy to clean the house and do all these things. She was blown away. And then look at the muscle definition she got in her arm and her stomach. Well, then her husband, who wasn't planning to use it, was like, well, wait a minute here. I want to try it. So he started using it. He said the first night he went to bed, he slept through the night. And normally he wakes up 4 times a night. And he was like, wait a minute, this is incredible. So he's been using the product, also was able to drop some of those stubborn pounds that just haven't wanted to come off, has way more definition. And that's just in 2 weeks of looking at it. But look at his face. Okay. Look how thin his face looks. Look at his eyes. Like I say, the inflammation is just so far down, which is like great. Yeah.
I mean, they went from fit and healthy to even more fit and healthy.
Right. Absolutely. And they're
I
feeling
know.
amazing, which is
I
cool.
mean, they didn't even know it was possible. And look what happened with them. It's amazing. And then we have Pam Shelton and her husband, Britt. I love this story. Pam and her husband, Britt, who's a retired farmer, and they went on vacation and they go every single year to Antigua. And you could see the before picture from 2025. And then you could see the after picture, so progress picture from 2026. They were only on the product a couple weeks here. And you can already see in 2 to 3 weeks, you can see just the skin tightening underneath Pam's arm, just more brighter, just everything slimmer with Britt and her. And then let's look at a picture from last week from Easter on the very right side. Wow, both of them just trimmed up. Look at Britt. So much of a difference. And I know, Dr. Alicia, we're not making medical claims here at all. And Britt has shared some of his results. I'll have you share that because
Yeah.
he hid them from his wife for 2 weeks.
Right. So he has had unregulated medicated blood pressure for 20 years. And his blood pressure, he takes it every day from home, is now in the normal range, unmedicated. And so he has had that's a huge transformation. So he has been able to be off his blood pressure meds and normal blood pressure. And she's been wanting that for years. I know her. And so she's so excited about it. And look at him. And they look different, which is amazing.
They do.
Oh, this one's my favorite. Okay, let's do it. Okay, so I get so excited about this. And you guys remember how I told you muscle mass was a big deal, right? It is. It is so huge. Google muscle mass and longevity, muscle mass and lifespan. It'll go on and on. It'll talk about brain health and heart health and just it's the number one way you can increase the longevity. They think it's just about like lifting weights. No, you want muscle mass, okay? And so this is somebody that uses an in-body scan so they can measure lean muscle mass and body fat percentages. So this is before GLP and then at this check-in. And so you can see on there, they went down 6.4 pounds on the scale. Awesome, right? I mean, we can't live and breathe by the scale. You want to look closer at that. Look at that. Their body fat went down a good percentage. And look at the muscle mass, 62.9 to 69.2. That is unheard of. To be able to do that in a short amount of time and increase your muscle mass is crazy. It's crazy town. Like there's not even words for it. So this is really what happens when you stop fighting it and really allow the body. It's a metabolic regulator. When you allow it to really working on your metabolism the way it's supposed to, this is the kind of things that happen. So I love these FAQs that we're going to do, kind of really break it down for you, how much you should take and things like that.
So how much should you take and when's the best time? Really simple. It's twice a day, whether you want weight loss or metabolic health and blood regulation. With the weight loss, you'll take 3/4 of a dropper and you'll do that twice a day. What's more important than taking it 30 minutes before the meal? What's more important is that you have two consistent times. And like Dr. Alicia does 7 a.m. because she knows her kids are coming down, getting ready to go to school, and she's going to be downstairs, breakfast ready, doing all the things. And then at 3:30, she knows her youngest comes home, so she's home. So those are her two times. And mine's before the dog walk, and mine's before bed at night. So that's my two times, and that's more important than anything. Is two times consistently every single day. How much should you take? Take the doses. Can you take too much? You cannot, don't worry about taking too much. This is real food. This is salmon peptides. If you have animals, they may want to smell it because it's real food. All of our dogs and cats, like they like want to smell it because it's real. It's not synthetic. It's not fake. Can you dilute it? No, you cannot. It needs to be dropper to the mouth. And there you go. No water, no smoothie, no nothing, but it dropper to the mouth. Just hold it under your tongue for about 20, 30 seconds and you're great. And then you can move on and drink anything you want to do. How long does it take to show results? Isn't that the magic question? It is. And it really goes back to it. Everybody's coming from a different metabolic place. I mean, my place is different than Dr. Alicia's place. And so it takes a different time period for every person. And this is where we talk more about the 90-day results. And Dr. Dan Gubler talks about the high-end, high-respected journals that talk about weight loss studies. And the sweet spot in those studies is 6 months. 6 months. They don't base that off of a week or 2 weeks. And I know sometimes we are in a microwave society. We want results and we want them now. We want that instant. Trust me, I understand that. And, yes, you're going to absolutely feel some of those. Absolutely look at like appetite, like sleep, like energy cravings, even the scale. You're going to start noticing shifts and changes. Yes. And then some people may notice less changes. And the point is, stay the course. 90 days, 6 months. Where do you want to go? Your metabolism did not get to where it is overnight. And so that's something we've had patients with. I know for myself, it's been about a pound a week. And before I would have been like, are you kidding me? Actually, I notice more body composition changes than that pound. And I'm like, wait a minute, I can fit into these pants now. Wow. Oh, I can fit into this jacket I have on and I hadn't before. So there's so many changes. And just have patience with that. Get started for yourself to see the inflammation, the blood sugar, but feel what's happening to you, the sleep, all of it. So what's in GLP-3? Well, it's peptides and it's called NBC 267 and it is patent pending. Dr. Alicia mentioned that. It's naturally found in salmon, mushrooms, and it's very unique to 3 International. Very unique. Dr. Dan sought this out. And are they all natural? Yes. Again, if you're new to 3, this is natural. There's nothing contaminated with anything being synthetic or artificial here. No synthetic ingredients, flavors, colors, binders, fillers, or maskers. What are the key ones? It's the peptides, the bitter acids from hops, saffronol, and all the saffron, all the ginseng, all of that's in there, done for you. You don't have to think about it. Is there intellectual property? You bet there is. And we want there to be. This is a very unique property. It's intellectual property. And there's a trade secret curation process and cellular absorption. Dr. Dan's known for his cellular absorption. Is it non-GMO? It is non-GMO. And these are the simple 6. So this is what we all started with. And we have shouted these from the mountaintops for the last couple years, as these are foundational products that really support the GLP journey. We had no idea when we joined the company in 2023. We had no idea that we're going to be having a GLP product come out. These were our staples. We love these. We've had results off of these. There's a couple products in here that even impact the GLP in an epigenetic standpoint. And I'm going to have Alicia just speed date through these so you can really have a background about what 3 offers.
Yeah, absolutely. So when this, like Holly said, this is what brought me here. And when I started out, I had a supplement graveyard. Anybody have one? I had a whole cupboard full, 3 entire shelves, supplement, everything. And I was piecing and parting it all together. And I thought I was doing a good job. And then I started taking this, and I will tell you, I feel 20 years younger. They're simple. I can take them. I go on about my day, and I don't have to worry if I've covered my bases. I know I've covered them and then some, especially with that high absorption. So our Vitality multivitamin is everything you're missing in your diet that we need, all those foundational minerals and fruits and veggies and all the things, gut health, hormone health. Immune is our immune and gut health product. It keeps that immune system where it needs to be, keeps us healthy. And it is 18 ingredients. All these are power packed to give you bang for your buck in there. A collagen is a liquid. It's marine based. It doesn't taste like fish, but it is marine based. And we take it 10 days on and 20 days off. It's collagen cycling, and it's great for hair, skin, nails, joints, and brain function, cognitive health. Our Revive is our natural anti-inflammatory. Inflammation is the root of all disease in this country, so we can keep inflammation down. We're making huge strides. So Revive, I take 2 every day, and I love it. Purify is our daily detox. It's super easy. It's one, I love to take it before bed because that's when our body naturally detoxes. But the great thing about all our products is they can be taken any time of day, with or without food. It does not matter. Here at 3, we paired Purify with our GLP for some of our packages. And there's a reason for that. When your body is going through metabolic processes, you're shedding pounds, you're shedding inflammation, you're shedding fat, you want a place for it to go, right? And so we sometimes have detox pathways that maybe aren't clear for people, and this helps clear those detox pathways so we can get rid of the crud that we're trying to get rid of. And so they have paired Purify perfectly with it, and I love that. Eternal is our anti-aging cellular health repair blend. It's liquid glutathione. You rip it off, you drink it. It tastes like berries. I will not go a day without it. If I was dropped on an island, I'd have it. We have our Visage skincare line, and that is also neurocosmetic, so it affects brain and mood along with your skin. And then we have our energy drink. Energy drinks are a big deal in this country, but there's a lot of junky ones out there. And so this is a way to give people that love our products and love what we stand for a product that is healthy, but gives them the energy because it doesn't have the chemicals or junk in it, and there's no heart crash. So those are our products.
Those are the products, and we're going to get now into how to start with those. If this is something you're thinking, okay, yes, this is something I want to absolutely do and take, I'm going to walk you through that. And there's also more resources if you're like, oh, I still have questions. Wait a minute. So it is free enrollment right now with 100 CV order, which is around $200. I'm going to show you what that looks like. The free enrollment ends on Monday night. So take advantage of this, as you open up wholesale costs with this. So you can either buy retail or you can buy wholesale. And to buy wholesale, it's normally a $30 annual fee. And that allows you to enjoy wholesale costs for 1 year, 12 months. And you also have the chance, if you'd like to, you don't have to, if you'd like to, participate in the financial rewards plan, which I'll talk a little about that because that excites me as well. As far as these enrollment packs, the savings includes that $30 off. So you'll see the slash there, the 15 pack. People love coming in with that because they want to they have that at least 3 months of products, and it's there. They're not going to run out. We do not recommend that you have a gap between taking it. So if you're, coming in, let's say that you want 90 days, you're like, I'm in it for 90 days, then you don't want to have a gap, whether you order it, the shipment doesn't come in time, and you have days where you didn't have it. So the 15 pack is really popular for that, as there's a big savings there. You get 4 free Purify, 4 of those green, awesome little detoxing little pills. They're not even pills, they're capsules. And that's what Alicia said she takes the night before bed. I do as well. So with the savings, it ends up being about $65, $66 for 1 bottle. And 1 bottle for weight loss is about a week. And so we recommend 4 bottles for weight loss for the month. And then the second pack, the 9 bottles, this one's a $216 savings. And then the last one is a 3 pack, and that's a $55 savings for the 200, all include the free enrollment. So that's the GLP packs that we recommend to get started with. When we look at how can we serve you, and this has to do with the business model. And with the business model in this space, I am so happy that Daniel Piku, our CEO and founder, and Dr. Dan Gubler, our Chief Scientific Officer, and many leaders who came together to form 3. Over 40 international leaders came together, resigned their incomes from previous companies in this space, including myself, to help start 3, to really align with what this company is about, with proactive wellness, with the products we've talked about, with high absorption, with whole foods. And I love that they chose this model. I love word of mouth marketing. This is word of mouth marketing. We're not sales. 3 International in Lehi, Utah, they handle all the sales transactions. We simply are marketing. We share our personal experiences. We share other people's experiences. You can tell we're passionate about what we do, and that has to do with alignment, the alignment we have with the company. And so if you're feeling any of that, if you're feeling, I align with everything that they're saying, I align with that, that speaks purpose. Like it gives me purpose when I'm like, let's go. I want to talk more about this. And that's what alignment does. And that's one of the reasons I chose three, because I wasn't aligned at my previous company anymore. And that doesn't feel good when you lose purpose. And so with this, when we all came together, with the leaders that came in, like Kim Wee. Kim Wee came in, one of the most decorated, amazing women that I've ever been around in this space and really overall. And Samson Lee coming in as well, and all of the leaders that have joined. Wow, do we have a dream team? And when you look at the four circles down at the bottom, this is really what we help to touch and really help to impact with our own lives and to help other people realize you can improve your health. You have more control than your health than you actually realize. And the products, what you put in your body matters. The absorption matters, what you put in your body. And we have the science to back it up. We have the epigenetic studies. We have the cellular absorption. And health is something that truly is priceless. And I'm not, as people may say that, but it's so true. If you don't have your health, what do you have? And we're learning that the GLP world has a major impact, like Dr. Alicia mentioned, with autoimmune diseases and such. And then you look at time, and we all want more time. It seems like the older we get, we're like, gosh, time's just flying by. And there's so many things that we want to do with our time. And to have more control of our time, yes, it takes having your health, and it also takes having the financial means. And, we often ask people, if time or money are of no consequence, what would you be doing? And it kind of, some people answer right away, and some people have to sit and think because it's really meaningful of what would you do with your time. I know for myself, I love spending time with my family. I love traveling. I love not being rushed in the rush world. Like when I used to work corporate, and I worked corporate for 8 years. I was an international with an international bank, and I was introduced to this space, and I started dreaming bigger. I started dreaming that I didn't have a ceiling on my income. I'm like, what would I be doing? And I'll tell you guys, I thought, you know what? I want to be in more like workout yoga clothes during the day. Like I don't want to dress up in suits anymore. And that's what happened. And it's amazing when you really expand what's possible for you. And the company, we have a financial rewards plan that really helps to unlock that potential to say, really, I could make money with this. And yes, there's the potential for people. Yes. And so we love the financial opportunity in a home-based business. I'm from my home right here in Arizona. Dr. Alicia is joining from her home in Iowa. And then the community. And the community is just being around people that really uplift you, they want you to see you succeed, not having the competition and knowing, hey, I have a question. There's somebody I saw and I want to talk with, and you need to talk and you get it answered. You're at events and you're happy to see people. People come to the events and like everybody's like glowing. Everybody like, look, well, there's the products. Okay. Beauty's inside out. But everybody's really like happy. And, the community and the reward trips, it's absolutely so rewarding to be a part of a company like this. And so this space to me is something that I absolutely love. And if it's something you want to know more about, then ask the person who invited you to this webinar. Ask them. And if you saw it posted somewhere, go back to them and say, hey, I watched this. Could I get some more information? Whether it's about the products, whether it's about the business, whichever it is, to say, I want to know more of what this would look like for me. And I know the person that invited you would be happy to give you more information. They'd be happy to give you their link, their marketing link, where you can choose retail or you can choose to partner with us, which means wholesale. And you also could participate in the financial rewards plan if you choose. And ask them for their link, let them know what you like best. And we are happy to welcome you to join us on this amazing journey and to spread the word about 3 International, about GLP, spread the word of hope for people, knowing that you don't have to struggle with health and losing weight and being so perfect and all that. There's something out there that may be for you. Okay. Thank you, Dr. Alicia. And thank you everyone for joining. Have a good night.